Hi there, it's me, Susan. We're on day 18 of the Cancer Club. I wanted to share a few reactions and feelings I had after yesterday's post. Um, First of all, I noticed that it went on for over 7 minutes. I'm concerned about that. I'm going to try not to let that happen, mainly because I know how much I like to talk, and I don't want to go on too long. I think that talking loses its effectiveness when you do too much of it. So I'm going to try to be more aware of that today, because there were probably some things I could have left out. Although that's the other thought that I have about yesterday's post, the TMI issue, that I gave too much information to my doctor, and I got a very loving and supportive comment that suggested it was too much information for people who might be watching as well, since it was specific to the symptoms and side effects I'm having with my butt cancer. And I really thought about that. I even went through, I thought maybe I should redo it and leave that stuff out. And it wasn't that I didn't experience the comment as critical in any way, just like I didn't from the doctor as well. It just made me really think, what am I trying to do, and how do I want to do it? So after thinking about that, I decided, you know what, cancer is ugly and gross, and the stuff that happens to our body when we have cancer is usually ugly and gross. I would say pretty much. Probably a lot uglier and grosser and more difficult to cope with for many other people than just me, and probably more so than it is for me, because so far it really hasn't been much of a problem. And then I thought, well, you know, you're just aging. You don't even have to have cancer. We're all getting old. I know that thinking about that is kind of hard to cope with sometimes, but our bodies, yours and mine, I don't care if you're 4 years old, your body is going to get old. It's going to not be able to do the things it used to do. It's sure not going to look the way it used to look. And coping with that is one of the challenges of life, I think, for many people, probably women especially. I think that we have allowed more expectations to be placed on us about appearance than maybe the men have allowed. But anyway, you know, I remember saying once, I wish we could all be bald and wear uniforms, so every day I wouldn't have to worry about how my hair looked and how my clothes looked. But I always added, I don't want to be the one to go first. You know, I wish everybody else did that, so that was how we handled stuff like that. But we don't. So anyway, that thought was, my commitment to doing these videos was to put it out there. The neat thing about it is, if someone's watching and doesn't like it, or finds it boring or stupid or gross, they can just turn it off, and I don't even have to know about it, which is even more perfect for me. But there might be someone else who finds comfort in it, or reassurance, or even just a shared experience of yuckiness, that I think sometimes we get kind of isolated in our pain, and we don't really know that there's other people who share that with us. And part of that relates to the one more thing I wanted to say today was along the lines of gratitude. I think it's real important, no matter what our circumstance in life, that every day we think about things we're grateful for. In fact, there are many studies that have been done, especially recently, that show that a feeling of gratitude and appreciation, including expressing it through helping others, is actually a curative factor and a healing factor and a factor in successful aging for many people. That it creates a positive kind of environment in the body and mind. And one way that I do that is by thinking about how things could be worse. And I don't do that in the sense of things could be worse, so I don't have any right to complain. A lot of people do it that way, and that's not, it just makes you feel guilty for feeling bad. I think it's okay to say, I feel bad, but I'm also really glad that I don't feel worse, because I could. Yes, I could feel better too, but I could also feel worse, and so I'm very appreciative of how I do feel. at this point. It really works for me. I'm feeling that way today. The cold I had yesterday is getting better, and I asked the doctor yesterday, one of the things I didn't mention yesterday, I didn't ask him, he volunteered that I'm doing better than most as far as the side effects and the overall impact of the radiation on me. So that felt really good, and I feel grateful. I mean, if you want something to feel grateful about, here's a suggestion. Every day, I feel grateful for indoor plumbing. Now that may sound ridiculous, but having at one time in my past been visiting and traveling in an area where that was not available, I feel very lucky. I feel very lucky every day that I could just walk into another room in my house and not have to go traipsing through the woods to some anyway, you get the idea. So it's easy to find things to feel grateful for if you decide that that's what you want to do. And so I hope you have a great evening. I intend to, and I will catch you tomorrow on the Cancer Club. Until then, remember to live well, laugh often, and love much. And I love you, and I'll see you tomorrow on the Cancer Club. Bye now.